So, Mark, give it to us.
Well, let's go with
what's going on.
Bond 25. We finally got the very first trailer for No Time to Die, and it's James Bond. It is Daniel Craig. This is his last movie, so he says. So,
Thank you,
you've
Cody.
never seen James Bond movie, aside from GoldenEye.
Yeah, I saw GoldenEye last year.
So, but that is my... This trailer,
like
though,
it?
is
fine.
one of the best Bond trailers I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So
It
let me
does-
ask you this.
I
And I know. See, Dorina,
It's
this is
fucking
why.
awesome trailer.
This is why.
Well, okay, let me ask
because
you.
look
I have
at you
questions
and
for
look
you
at
guys.
you. Yeah.
I have questions for you guys. I don't want to ever yuck anybody's yum.
No, I'm
and
not
I
gonna
don't know
yuck yum.
what I'm talking about because I have not seen the James Bond movies.
Hmm.
But to me, it looked the same as all James Bond movies, which is like
Yes.
man with gun who
Good
gets
synopsis.
the other people and also woman somewhere in there, hot. And then
You just took my whole
car.
rundown.
Yeah.
It was-
like in car.
It's
and,
literally-
and that could be really cool
So
because
we're
like I
not-
love John Wick.
Yeah.
So this could be dope. But what made this different than other trailers?
To me, I just feel like the last few Bond movies, and people didn't really like Spectre.
Spectre is
Skyfall's
fine.
great, but I still feel like it was kind of more of a somber, toned down James Bond, and it was really good. But I kind of miss the stuff that we saw in this trailer in James Bond movies, which
Yeah.
is it's not just like the typical Bond hallmarks, like exotic locations, beautiful, glamorous people, like fast cars, right? Like that's all cool, but maybe it's because they brought in all these writers like Phoebe Waller-Bridge that they added
Love her.
and they added like cool humor to it, and I feel like that's what was missing. And so that scene where Bond is actually talking to the security guard, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Bond." And that was like so awkward because the security guard didn't know who he was, right? And so I love little things like that.
Did you
Same
just
with,
explain a joke to me?
I don't. Well, you
explain-
didn't like the trailer, so
Okay, so
I don't
your
think
your
you
favorite part of the
disliked it.
no,
I didn't
listen,
say it was my
Indifferent.
favorite.
It's just another retread of the same thing. They're just adding villains and adding hot women.
Can I tell you what's happening right now?
And
That's,
good writers.
that's James Bond.
Our
In
Reddit
a nutshell.
page, Josh, right now is getting longer.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
they're just
But
destroying
then-
it.
Josh
It's
Rockford.
fun.
And
so
I'm
what's
adding to
Bad
it.
Boys then?
It's fun. What are you talking about? Bad Boys is an action duo comedy.
Right. So
with
what's
Martin Lawrence and
so
Will
what's
Smith.
Bond?
Exactly.
That's
It's-
my
Bond
point.
is
It's a
about
fun
a guy
action
that has
movie.
never
So-
smiled with a bunch of different villains. One now, I guess, is the Phantom of the Opera, and ooh,
It's
and-
actually Vicky Vale
and
because it's the same.
all of a sudden they
mask
put
that Jack
machine
Napier
guns
did.
in an Aston Martin. Cool, they did that in 1967 Octopussy, I'm sure, and in a View to a Kill and of Her Majesty's Secret Service. They did it in all those. This one instead now he's racing a motorcycle up the stairs and he's jumping it into a town square where people are going into church. And now Christoph Waltz, he does his whole I'm a villain in every movie. Look at me, I talk like this.
You know what
and
I'm
then
obsessed
all
with?
of a sudden it's just like, oh wait, is this girl bad or is this girl good? Is this girl now 007? Is she gonna be bad or good? Has she traded? Ooh, you don't go on 007 because she's now 006 or 008 or whatever the hell she is. If she's 007, great, because they needed to fill a 007. But she could like totally trade places. I don't know. Now Christoph Waltz is trapped in a cage, and the cage is now part of this guy who Captain America, or who Phantom of the Opera is now Rami Malek, and Rami
Captain
Malek's face got
America's
burned,
I
so
wish
he
it
had to
was
put a
Captain
weird white
America.
mask on. Instead of just really embracing the scars, because no body shaming, we don't do that anymore. So.
Yeah.
You got to put a
No
mask
body
on.
shame.
Instead, now you just embrace your scars. Embrace your scars. Everybody's beautiful. I totally get it. But in order to be a villain, you now have to have a white mask. And everybody's like, oh, James Bond, he was out on an island, but the totally girl that betrayed him. They gave us away the whole movie. It's the same retread over and over. Give me an Adele song. She wins a Grammy. It's done.
Yeah. Also, they want Rami Malek's face to be seen, so like
Well
the
done,
scars
Cody.
aren't that bad. Here's what I love about what you said, though, and it was in the first 5 seconds of it, so rewind for a second. But it's so amazing how wild the internet went over the fact that Captain Marvel did not smile. And every person, smile more, smile
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Why isn't she smiling?
James Bond has never
I think
smiled
you're
in the history of the
probably the
movies.
first person to ever say that as a negative about James Bond, and it should go both ways. If you guys
Absolutely.
don't like that Captain Marvel's not smiling all the time, then it should be a negative that
Well,
James,
James Bond can't
is
smile
not.
'cause he's a
I
spy.
completely agree, Roxy. But also, Josh, I'm very surprised because you love action movies, and
Yeah.
so you just
I've
described
seen
most
this
movies
action-
you like.
I've seen this action movie a billion times. It's just like I saw Gemini Man. Give me something different. Give me something with like a little bit of heart. Just a little bit of heart.
But-
James Bond has zero heart. He is literally just a spy.
Okay,
I
here
disagree.
we are. Especially
I like
with these
Timothy
new
Dalton.
incarnations of James Bond and Daniel Craig, that's what they did differently from the James Bond movies of the past, is that he actually fell in love. He actually felt something
Daniel
for a
Craig
woman.
That's the
falling
whole
in
point
love
of this trailer.
is
Was
that-
Daniel
with-
Craig falling in love is the absolute biggest. He has
Casino
absolutely
Royale.
zero emotion on his face all the time. Zero emotion.
Botox.
Did you not see Knives Out?
What?
He's fucking amazing
No,
in that
I didn't
movie.
see
Yeah,
Knives
he's-
Out.
he's
I
awesome
didn't see
in
Knives
that.
Out. I'm sorry, I didn't see Knives Out. I
He's really good
apologize.
in Knives
What I
Out.
will say is this trailer looks exactly the same as every Mission Impossible trailer. You just sub Tom Cruise, who actually has emotion in his face.
See, but here's the thing.
No, because Tom
I
Cruise
love-
would do it to his own stunts and then die.
I do love Mission Impossible, and I love John Wick, and I love action movies also. I'm sure I would actually really like this movie.
I'm sure I enjoy it.
I'm sure I will. I will probably go see this one actually, and hopefully with you guys, and we'll get stoned.
This
and
is an
eat popcorn.
airplane movie.
Done.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
at the same time, I just didn't. I don't know how this looked different than the other ones. I was genuinely asking because I've never seen them, so I don't know.
It doesn't.
Well, that could also be the fact that look, I don't
I
want.
can't argue with that.
It
I
doesn't.
did.
But
I
it
agree with
fe-
you
but
guys,
it
but I
gets
don't
me.
want to know. I want to see the movie. I like
Yeah.
trailers that don't show me what the story is.
Are you
I'd
kidding
rather
me?
fucking.
This trailer showed you the whole movie.
No, you think that's the story, but it's not. It's probably not that simple. It's probably good. It's directed by the guy that did True Detective. Like
I
it's
could
gonna
write
be
you
good.
every single
Cary
beat
Fukunaga.
in the movie. Cary Fukunaga is great. They needed to bring in a bunch of different minds
Dude.
to write the same movie.
They Do you
think
Listen,
he's gonna
brilliant people
die?
have written the same movies.
Probably,
No.
and then maybe replaced by Lashana Lynch. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be
'Cause
cool.
she's
But the
technically
internet
007,
will
so.
be really upset.
Well, the internet's always
Sure, the
upset.
Reddit page has gone upset already.
There's a
Yeah, I
there's
mean-
a new Reddit subreddit on the I Hate Josh McCouga
Sure,
Reddit.
go ahead.
That's
If it's-
actually
if
saying
it's- if I'm dying
you
on the
lost
cross-
your man card.
If I'm dying on the cross that is the retread of James Bond 25 times, then I will die on that cross every single time.
Why's it gotta be a
sword
cross?
Or sword, sorry. I'll die on the sword of James Bond being the same movie over and over again. There's a reason they had to pay Daniel Craig all that money to come back to do James Bond because he doesn't want to do it. It's the same movie.
Darina,
He doesn't want to do
Talk
it.
to me about the comments in the chat right now. I want to know them. I asked for it.
James Bond is not an airplane movie.
Yeah.